Aloha everyone, Stephanie Dutcher here. Yeah, it's hard to really kind of know where to start, so I'm going to just kind of give you an update. I've been receiving a lot of phone calls, emails, texts, a lot of people checking in, making sure that I'm all right, wanting to know what's happening on Maui. Is what we're hearing in the news true, things of that sort, and I can tell you that yes, it is true. August 8th, we had a bunch of wildfires going on. I actually sent you guys a newsletter that day and took a video saying, hey, pray for us. It was really business as usual on the south side, super breezy, nothing out of the norm. But I was talking with my good friends over on the west side, and they were saying they were getting 50 and 60 mile hour winds, and that they had smoke already in their area, and they lived right on Front Street. By 3 p.m., I received a text from them saying, hey, we're evacuating, we're coming to you. At that point, that was the first time I had heard from them since that morning. It took them 5 hours to get to my house, at which point, my husband and I were just watching some TV and eating dinner. Again, it just felt business as usual. So they arrived, and we started to understand the tragedy that was currently taking place. Fortunately, they were able to get out with their dog, they were able to get their belongings, but after an hour of being at our house, by about 9:30 p.m., we found out that they had lost their house, they lost their 3 boats, that all of Front Street was up in flames, that the harbor was in flames, and that's when everything started hitting us, and we knew, oh my goodness, this is a lot worse than we ever knew. So then fast forward, right after crying endless amounts of tears for about 30 minutes straight, trying to gather ourselves, our friends who had just lost everything looked at my husband and I, said, okay, you guys need to pack your bags. It's possible that the fire could come this way given all the winds. So we started running around like chickens with our head cut off. Well, actually more me. My husband's always very cool and level-headed, and started packing our things. Trying to figure out, like, what do you need? It just felt so trivial, like 5 bathing suits, a cover up, like what does anyone even pack in these times? But we packed our things, and we're glad that we did, and almost as soon as we stopped packing, we got an alert on our phone that Maui Meadows, which is where I live here on the south side, got an evacuation notice, again, around midnight. We had heard already that North Kihei had gotten a fire, and where our house is located is we're right on the ranch land, which is basically a tinderbox right now. It's all very dry and dead. We haven't had rain for a while. So then my friends who had just evacuated got in their cars. We packed everything up. We got in our cars, and then we went to a friend's house in Wailuku where we spent the night and slept not really at all. So next morning, got up, didn't know if our house was still going to be there. Again, like, not a lot of news was going out. But we got back around 8 a.m. and found that our house was still there, and again cried more tears of relief. But at the same time, deeply sorrowful for what was happening over on the west side, knowing that we don't yet fully know the full extent of what's going on. So fortunately, our house was spared, our lives were spared. We're able to house our friends who lost everything. Thankfully, we had a house for them to be in. So this is just, again, giving you kind of a eyewitness perspective of what's been happening out here, the fear and adrenaline and the stress and everything related to it. It's hard to fully put into words, but I can say that Maui is strong. The community has jumped into action. We haven't waited for anyone. Donations are so much that the shelters are saying, please don't bring anything more. So a lot of people are asking right now, how can you help? And the best ways that you can help right now is to give monetarily. There are thousands of families that are displaced. And not only are they displaced, they don't have jobs anymore either, because all of that business on Front Street is gone, and it's going to be gone for quite a while. So that's a best way that you can do it. So if you take a look at the email I sent, I gave you a link, and that link's going to take you to a blog for my company that we wrote up of the most trusted places where you can give your money. If you want to adopt a family, my friends Tony and Peter Colombo, I put their GoFundMe in there as well, and you can give to them directly that way. Or if you want to Venmo them direct and do it in that way, just message me. But those are the monetary ways that you can truly help us. And then more than that, just please pray. Pray for the island. And I've also included in here a petition for you to sign. What's going to happen is that as things get cleaned up, you're going to get a lot of the big businesses are going to want to come out here, try to buy up the land, and they're going to want to try to develop. That's kind of always what everyone's wanting to try to do, right? But the beauty of Lahaina was that was like the heart and the center of our culture. And we want to keep it Hawaiiana. We want to keep it low key. We want to keep it the way that it was. So sign this petition so that you can help us stand firm, take a stand against the big businesses wanting to come out here and to throw money at people to try to coerce them to just sell and leave and get out of here. We don't want that. That is not good. So anyway, take a look at the email. Give me a call if you would like to chat about this. I will try my best to answer my phone. I've been receiving a lot of messages, so please give me a little grace on responding. But I hope you all are well, and thank you again for just your overwhelming support. It has been deeply felt, and thank you for continuing to pray.